Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into a really monumental work of science fiction, Frank Herbert's Dune. Now, you've probably seen the recent blockbuster films, right? But how much do you know about the novel that actually started it all? Our mission today really is to uncover the fascinating origins, the core ideas, and maybe some surprising influences behind this epic.
Yeah, it's amazing. What's fascinating here is how a book written, nearly 60 years ago now, how it remains so incredibly relevant, especially, like you said, when you start peeling back its layers, it's complex stuff.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Dune is set on this desert planet, Arrakis. It's the only place you can find melange or spice. This stuff is crucial, like for extending life, but also for interstellar travel in their universe. So control of Arrakis. Well, it means everything in this sort of feudal future society.
Right. And that raises a big question. Where did such a complex world even come from? Well, Herbert actually found inspiration surprisingly close to home. He was researching the Oregon dunes, how these moving sands were a real ecological threat. And he was also influenced by Native American mentors like Howard Hansen. Hansen shared concerns about the Earth turning into a big dune. That phrase stuck with Herbert.
Wow. And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Herbert's own personal experiences with things like psilocybin and even mushroom cultivation, they apparently deeply influenced the book. We're talking the magic spice, maybe the giant sandworms, those cerulean blue eyes of the Fremen.
The eyes of Ibed, yeah, it's tied to spice exposure.
Exactly. And even the whole mysticism around the Bene Gesserit order.
It's an incredible weaving together of personal experience and world building. And talk about unexpected origins. The novel, after being rejected by over 20 publishers?
20. That's persistence.
It really is. It was finally accepted by Chilton Books. Chilton, the company known for, auto repair manuals.
Huh. Can you imagine that pitch meeting? It's like fixing a carburetor, but with sandworms. It's a real underdog story for such a massive book.
Absolutely. Now, if we connect this to the bigger picture, Dune is often called the first planetary ecology novel on a grand scale.
Right. Herbert himself said he hoped it would be seen as an environmental awareness handbook. He even apparently chose the title Dune partly because it was meant to echo the sound of doom. That's pretty chilling.
It is, and its influence was real. It played a part in the conversations that led to establishing Earth Day. It was truly pioneering climate fiction, way ahead of its time.
So beyond the environment, which is huge, Dune also has this really powerful message about leadership, right?
Yeah.
And heroism.
Oh, definitely. Herbert famously said the bottom line of the whole series is basically beware of heroes.
That's such a striking message, isn't it? Especially for a story that seems built around a messianic figure like Paul Atreides. How does he warn against heroes?
Well, he wanted to show, and this is his phrase, the superhero syndrome and your own participation in it. His point was about relying on your own judgment, not just blindly following charismatic leaders. It's a deep theme. And you see this complexity in the cultural influences, too. He wove in authentic Arabic words and Arabic-sounding terms for the Freeman culture and their religion.
Like muddib.
Exactly, which means educator or teacher. And shayhulud for the sandworms, meaning something like immortal thing or old man of the desert. The Freemen themselves have parallels with Bedouin tribes, and Paul's journey has echoes of figures like T.E. Lawrence, Lawrence of Arabia.
And then there's the Bene Gesserit, the female order.
Yeah.
Their mental and physical control, their secret breeding program aiming for the Kwisatz Haderach.
The male Bene Gesserit who could bridge space and time, essentially.
Yeah. It adds these really complex gender dynamics, giving women this sort of unique power political genetic within a largely male-dominated empire.
It's just layers upon layers, which probably explains why Dune was considered unfilmable for so long. The plot, the lore, it's dense.
Yeah, we've seen different attempts. David Lynch's 1984 film, well, it's controversial. A lot of critics found it pretty incomprehensible at the time.
Visually striking, though. But then you have Denis Villeneuve's two-part adaptation recently. Critically acclaimed, huge commercial success, just past $1 billion worldwide, I read.
Incredibly. And what's maybe just as compelling is how widely Dune has seeped into popular culture. You see its influence everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. Think about Star Wars desert planets, moisture farming, maybe even aspects of the Force, or Miyazaki's Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind.
Music, too, like Iron Maiden's song To Tame a Land.
Yeah.
Apparently, Herbert's agents actually refused to let them call it Dune.
That's right. And Fatboy Slim's Weapon of Choice video, with Christopher Walken dancing, the lyrics reference controlling spice, controlling the universe, it goes on. They've even named geographical features on Saturn's moon Titan after planets from Dune. Its reach is just huge.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? Dune isn't just, a cool sci-fi story. It's really this timeless exploration of humanity, of power, and our deep connection, our responsibility to the environment.
Which leaves us with a pretty important question, I think. In our world today, grappling with, well, serious environmental challenges and really complex questions about leadership, what deeper insights can we still find in this story about a fictional desert planet, giant worms, and a young man maybe becoming a messiah? What does Arrakis still have to teach us?